teams that I know have classically been a disappointment both as teams and as human beings, occasionally as cricketers. Royal Challengers Bangalore spending 88.5 crore rupees ऊपरा ऊपरी, 1.5 करोड़ अभी भी पॉकेट में है और काफी इंटरेस्टिंग प्लेयर्स खरीदे गए हैं. Notably, obviously, Josh Hazelwood, Jason
Errand of
Burned, वही वाला. David Willey, nice to see him there. Glenn Maxwell obviously coming back. Retained Faf du Plessis, who he's going to open. What's going to happen? Vanindu Hasaranga, who apparently, see, Dhaval is very me gusto with that fact. I think it's whatever. Rutherford, who has been banged around from here to there a bunch, has made his way to Royal Challengers Bangalore, and Finn Allen, who I had never heard of before. I read his name right now.
New Zealander.
Oh, no wonder. तो क्या हो रहा है ये? शुरू करते हैं फॉरेन प्लेयर से शुरू करते हैं, बिकॉज हमें इंडियन लोग हैं तो थोड़ा फैसिनेशन तो रहता है.
Before we start this, Gurkirat is doing a wonderful analysis of all the teams on his Instagram and his Twitter. So if you guys have not already seen it, like very detailed and everything, so please go check it out. The socials are in the description and all. So I have a few points. Mainly, I think the biggest issue I see with Bangalore is the lack of quality and proven spin options. There is Karan Sharma, Lomror, and Maxwell and Vanindu. I mean, Maxwell and Vanindu, if they are your spinners, they are not like in T20 cricket, maybe, but they are not spinners as such. This is my issue with Bangalore. And lack of a, I think that's really the biggest issue they have. Baki sab to matlab idhar udhar hai. What do you think?
So, I probably I think they have the best bowling attack in the entire tournament, because Hazelwood is definitely going to play. Hazelwood ensures that you get wickets in the power play. There is Siraj and Harshal who will bowl at the death. Then they are going to have someone like Hasaranga who will bowl for sure. They will also play Shahbaz Ahmed, and they have Maxwell to bowl as well. Now, in Maxwell and Shahbaz, individually they are not great spinners, but as a combination, Hasaranga provides wrist spin, leg spinning option. Shahbaz Ahmed provides left arm spin, and Maxwell provides off spin. So they have all the areas covered of bowling that you need. They have all disciplines in their lineup, right? So that way they have the best bowling attack because they have all phases covered. You can have Hazelwood bowl 2 to 3 overs in the power play, then 1 over somewhere in between, or even at the death. There's Harshal, like I said, and there's Siraj. So they could probably not bowl Siraj at all in the power play and save him for the death and middle overs, which is great. So on paper, they have a very good bowling attack which covers all disciplines and variety. So that is one thing that they have done brilliantly. The problem for them is that they don't have a great left-handed batting option. Their best left-handed batsman is either going to be Anuj Rawat or Mahipal Lomror. And that is a problem because we have seen Kohli is not great against spin. Today also he's been dismissed to left-arm spin. Faf du Plessis also isn't great with spin. So if Faf and Kohli are opening, as the opposition captain, you don't have to do anything else but bowl a left-arm spinner or a leg spinner. So that is a problem. So their biggest problem is going to be how to separate Faf and Kohli from batting together, because Kohli in the last 2 seasons also has been, लोग उसकी कैप्टनसी की इतनी बात करते हैं कि they don't realize he's been very bad with the bat in the last 2 seasons. His strike rate's been 120.
Oh no, we realize, we all realize. Chat, तुम लोग realize करता है ना कुछ sign of life दो? No, everyone realizes. Trust me, it's the only thing we talk about everywhere I go, including comedy shows.
But the strike rate point is something which people don't discuss, and people think कि ठीक है वो anchor है, but between over 7 to 11 last season, his strike rate was below 100. So for them, the problem is that one, Kohli and Faf can't bat together. They probably have to separate them. One of them has to move to middle order and ensure they are batting in the end till the death. Dusra, the issue is there is over-reliance on someone like Glenn Maxwell in the middle overs, which I am not sure is always the great thing because he's a hit and a miss player. So for the very first time, it's their batting which has issues than their bowling. Bowling wise, they are pretty sorted. And if they make Faf du Plessis the captain, then they are pretty much going to play the same of 4 overseas players all throughout, because you've paid 10.7 for Hasaranga, you will play him. Maxwell, you retained, you will play him. Hazelwood, you will play him given how good he was in the World T20 and the previous IPL. And if you make Faf the captain, then your 4 overseas players are sealed at that point of time. So all 4 couldn't play, may not play. So if they make Faf the captain and he's not performing, then they could be very much in like a Morgan KKR situation, which I
That's
don't
what.
think is ideal. So if I was there, I would probably make Dinesh Karthik the captain and give myself the liberty to play around with those 4 foreigners. Probably, may not play Faf, might play Rutherford or might play Finn Allen if the need comes.
But
Anyway,
that seems to be the
I
talk
hate
on the floor, right? Like that's the talk that's going around right now. Like, why else would you buy DK unless you want him, a finisher captain who can also keep.
no, but there have been talks that they might make Faf the captain. So
Yeah, there is a lot of talk about Faf the captain, but just before Gurkirat said it, I was also thinking that on paper the only other Indian option I see is DK.
DK,
And
or you might
DK,
make Maxwell the captain, because Maxwell also you can't replace because he also gives you overs.
हाँ, but वही है ना, overseas captain का वही है कि once they stop performing, like an overseas player should be replaced if they stop performing more often than an Indian player, and that becomes way more difficult when they are your captain. Like we've seen with David Warner, we've seen with Owen Morgan, we've seen this too often in the past, and I really hope
100%.
we
It has
see
happened with the
something.
likes of Gilchrist, Sangakkara, George Bailey.
Yeah,
It's happened with everyone. It's not ideal at all.
and
It
I
also
think
happened
DK
with
is a
JP
decent
Dumini.
captain.
Sorry?
DK is a decent captain.
He is, plus, given कि कितना reliance हो गया on numbers and backroom staff with Mike Hessen being involved and
Absolutely.
this guy's also being involved. Captain becomes more of an execution guy. And
Exactly.
even if you want someone who wants to use his own brain as well. So DK has had the experience of captaining Tamil Nadu for 2-3 seasons. He's also captained KKR for 2 seasons. So he can do that. And when he was a part of Delhi or when he was a part of MI, he's also been a standing skipper whenever the main captain's been injured. So DK can do that. And he's one of the most how do I say it? He's one of the most uh, traveled around guys in Indian domestic cricket. I think, barring CSK from the state which he comes and Sunrisers Hyderabad, he's played for almost all IPL teams. So he knows which player is who does what, and he's still playing domestic cricket actively. The difference between him and Raina is Raina has stopped playing domestic cricket, which is why he's not been able to work on his skill also, and he went unsold. But DK has been consistently playing domestic cricket. In the Vijay Hazare Trophy final, he scored 100. So उससे फर्क पड़ता है. So I would have personally made Dinesh Karthik the captain.
Fair enough.
पर इतना फॉरवर्ड सोचते तो फिर होते ही नहीं ना वो लोग आरसीबी. वही तो
Other than
प्रॉब्लम
this, what do you think is their biggest strength? I think Maxwell definitely up there, gives you overs, can play middle.
If he gives you continued form, I'm sorry, but like let's not pretend like Maxwell is a short bet.
Maxwell का तो अभी भी देखना, वो मतलब recently भी अच्छा ही खेल रहा है, उसका कोई सीन नहीं है. He's back to he had some issues, more mental than anything, and I think he's managed to overcome them because we all know the skill is there.
Yeah.
And since the last IPL, since a little before that, now he's won the World Cup with Australia. He's in a good space of mind. So I think he is one of their best players, all rounder. Can bowl in the power play, can bowl in the middle overs, can do everything. Great fielder, very good bat, runs देगा, finish करेगा. So वो है. और I think a very similar player is Vanindu. Hasaranga, not yet as proven as Maxwell is, but I think the potential is there. Maybe not this year, but definitely one for the future.
As Jared Kimber once said to Hasaranga's agent, this boy is going to make you a lot of money someday.
Yeah.
So one can only hope. Any closing thoughts on RCB? I don't want to spend too much time because, like I said, 9 more teams to go.
their their season their season could get really wrecked apart if Kohli and Faf end up batting together in the middle overs. If Kohli and Faf are batting together, and it is they have to try something radical this season, and even a lot of people may not agree with it, but Kohli has to come to bat after the 10 over mark. He cannot be coming into bat before the 10 over mark. 12th 13th over mark pe batting karne aaye, takes an over or two and then goes after pace, because though he's been struggling against Spain, it's versus pace he's being very explosive. And even last season when he was opening the batting for RCB, he was starting fast. 140-150 का strike rate रहता था power play में, but then he would just
slow down,
find himself stuck because he couldn't attack spin.
Couch Pundits Cricket Podcast. For the fans, by the fans.